Hey, everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Stephanie.
And you're on
The Edge.
Hey, welcome back. What a great day. We are so blessed to be back with you all. I think we got a great lineup today.
It's a great day to be alive.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, well, you just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. And old Brody O's here to join us, as usual. He loves getting on the show. Hey, Brody. Hey, we want to do some shout-outs to start things. You want to start them off, honey?
Yeah, I got shout-outs to Daniel Cassis at the Polunsky Unit. Thanks for subscribing. We're passing your letter on to Brother Aaron. You should hear from him. God bless you on your parole. Congratulations. Also at...
Okay. Back in the day, this is when you would have seen that screen. Technical difficulties. Do not change the channel. The problem is not in your set. For some reason, this is where the video had problems, and we lost a few seconds. So just to let you know, this was Stephanie's shout out to Luis X-Man Trevino at the Polunsky Unit. He's in AdSeg there, really been enjoying Fred Klett, and we're glad that you wrote to us, Luis. We got more Fred Klett coming at some point. Maybe before this video gets uploaded, I don't know. But anyway, that's why there's this little jump here. And golly, if it wasn't for technical problems, I probably wouldn't have any at all. God bless y'all.
And we're so glad that we could bring a little humor into AdSeg because, boy, if anybody needs some levity, these guys, man.
And it's got to get them wondering when they hear laughter coming out of SEG.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably thinking y'all went crazy.
What is he doing?
Also, Elva Martinez at Plain State. Hey, we got your card. And I got to tell you, thank you so much. And I'm just going to show everybody because Bill and I love animals. And this just was so much. This was so much. Yeah, we love you. And God bless you, sister.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, I want to say hi to Michael Robb at the Hightower Unit.
Well, then do it. Say hi. Michael,
I just want to say hi and also let you know that we're praying for the prayer request that you sent to us. I'm not going to go into details. I don't want to get too personal, but want to let you know we are praying for that. We got your letter, and thank you. And then there's a guy named Bruce M. He wrote us from County Jail in Sparta, Wisconsin.
Okay. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Wisconsin, where Fred and Derek are from.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry, Bruce. I know you want us to send you a Bible, but we can't send Bibles into county jails. Just far too often, either the person is left or the county jail won't accept it, and it bounces back. I hope you understand, but we do want you to know that we love you, we care about you, we got your letter, and I wish we could send you a Bible, but we just can't.
Maybe the chaplain there would know where maybe there's a volunteer group that sends in Bibles that can help you out with that.
That's a good idea. Brody's on the
he's chewing on that
bone again.
Yeah,
hey,
Brody.
Juan Moreno, you're at the Wainwright Unit. We've been there a few times. It's been a while. But he's also enjoying Fred Klett.
Yeah.
We get a lot of Fred Klett stuff. We're even getting letters that say brilliant in it.
Yeah.
So we know that they're watching Fred Klett.
Brilliant.
And we should be uploading more Fred by the end of the month. And you requested a Bible. Your Bible should be on the way. And then I want to do a shout out to Ralph Riley. He's at the Cummins Unit in Arkansas. We are getting your messages. He asked. I've sent like 4 messages and haven't heard back from you. I am so sorry. We'll see if we can find some Christian bluegrass that you asked for the music. We do have some country stuff, but right now we're kind of concentrating on the songs that we're doing for our Texas Prison Tour concert. Yeah. But we'll dig something up for you. And as far as the emails and letters and all that, we are reading every one.
Yes.
But honestly, we just can't get back to everybody.
Yeah, and we are praying over them.
We are.
Yeah.
But we thought we would spread the love.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't mind, we've got a lot of volunteers, and they already respond to the prayers and letters requests that come in from our church services. So we thought we'd spread the love and let them write to y'all,
Yeah, and you know what? That's their calling that God has placed upon them. So I would love to be able to bless them with being able to pray over some of these cards and letters and answer you guys and respond.
So if you hear from someone else, know that it's not because we didn't want to write to
or
you.
that we don't love you. We
or that
love
we
you.
didn't read it. We didn't see it. We do read every single
Yes.
one. We get in our living room. We sit there. We open up the letters. Every batch that comes in, and we read through the e-messages.
Yes.
And I copy and paste those and send those off to people. So we are getting them.
And we do pray for everybody.
And we're tickled about the response that we're getting. We've
Absolutely.
got over 12,000 subscribers. We want to get to 15,000 by the end of the month. So help us out, will you? Tell people about The Edge. Let them know that what we're into, what we do here, and get them to subscribe. And we hope that we can get to 15,000 by the end of the month.
Wait, I got one more person.
What's that? Who's that, maybe?
Rickardoo.
Who?
Rickardoo Diaz.
You did.
Yeah,
You did not just say Rickardoo.
Yeah, he's the one that sent us the heart hands, remember?
No.
And we appreciate that.
His name is not Rickardoo, honey. You ain't from around here, is you?
Wow. If it's an avocado, it can be Rickardoo.
No, it is neither one of those.
Well,
you ain't from around here. You know what? We gotta take a little quick shout out here, break, and do the Northerner detection reading exam and see how you do, honey. All right, we're gonna put this exam up there, and it's time for you to read what you see there next to that guy who's looking at that. What does that say?
Mr. Ducks, Mr. Not, OS, Mr. ILB, Mr. Ducks.
The proof is in. She ain't from around here. You is 100% Yankee. That's not how you read that.
I'm from California.
Well, use Yankee, California, because that's not how you read that. You know how you
the New
how
York
you read
must
that.
have rubbed off. Is that what you're saying?
It must have done something. You know how you read that, baby?
How?
MR Ducks, MR Not, OSMR, ILB, MR Ducks. See, when you're from the South, that's how you read that. Rickardoo.
Well,
Rickardoo. It's Ricardo Diaz. I'm sorry, brother Ricardo. But you work with what you get, right? I love you, honey. I really do.
You have no choice.
I'll Yankee you. I love you.
And you said that's not how you read it. This is how you read it. And I beg to differ because that's exactly how I read it.
Yeah. That's what proves you're a Northerner. All Yankee. I'm telling you, she's all Yankee. But I love her, man. She can cook. She's a cooking Yankee, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That's how I come by this shelf, honestly, here.
That's why you married me.
Well, it's part of the reason. It's one of the reasons. Hey, we've got a great show today. We've got a guest coming in. Her name is Mary Moran, and she's the executive director of On Point Reentry Consortium out of Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And so it's very similar to Dr. Ilika, I suppose. We're going to find out when we interview her.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that.
I am too, because you're going to be finding out at the same time that we're finding out.
Yeah.
So, you know,
what fun, what joy.
As we try to build this network of these big, groups that help with reentry, we want to bring that to you guys.
We sure do, because we know you want to get out.
Yeah.
And when you do, you want to have a place to go.
That will give you a recipe for success rather than just being on your own trying to jump over all those hurdles.
Yeah. There are programs there, and we hope to help you find out about them. And I think you've said this before. If you know of a program, you're going to one when you get out somewhere in Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, wherever you might be. Write and let us know about it so that we can maybe get them involved on the edge too and let other people know.
Yeah.
That's how you spread the love. Amen.
Amen. Sir Brody is distracting me again. He so politely put his paw up on my leg like a child would when they need to interrupt you for something.
we're going to have to install a doggy cam. I can see that coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's time for us to
it is.
turn
I'm
this
sorry.
over to, no, you're all right. I usually. Oh, wait. Didn't you want to say something to Lyle?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Brother Lyle, I would love to say more, but unfortunately, I can't usually get a word in edgewise. I mean, if the man would just take a breath every once in a while, I might be able to insert something in there. But until then, pray for it, brother.
Quiet is not one of the things I've ever been known
It is
for.
not your strongest suit, no.
It is not. And that comes from a very young age. All right. Well, thank you all. God bless you, and keep those cards and letters going. And remember, we want to hit 15,000 by the end of the month.
Help
all right.
us out.
So after this, Mary Moran, here you go.
Now from BTN Studios, the Biblical Truth Network presents The Edge, a prison ministry podcast from Less Than the Least Ministries.
Well, as we said a minute ago, we are here with Mary Moran, the Executive Director of On Point Reentry Consortium. And you can see the website address there for those of you that have access to the internet. And if you don't, hopefully your family does. Yeah. We are excited to have Mary here. And I hope she's just excited to be here.
Yeah.
Mary,
yes, I am.
Welcome to the Edge. Good to see you.
Good to see y'all all and to be a part of this program. I hope to relay a lot of information to everyone out there.
Yay.
I hope so, too. I suppose there are a lot of people that do come to the Austin area.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We have people that come to the city because it's a friendly and just as impacted friendly city because we do have the fair chance hiring ordinance here in place.
Oh, and it's the hill country. It's beautiful there.
Yeah, it is.
I used to live in Georgetown, not far from there. So, I love the area. It's just really beautiful. And you get to University of Texas.
And quite honestly, coming from both New York and California, everywhere in Texas has been full of friendliness to me. I've never been around people like Texas people. It's like, I'm sold. I'm here. That's it. I'm now.
She comments on that a lot. I can't believe how friendly the people are.
I love it. I love it.
That's true.
So, Mary, we've had that interview with Dr. Ilika from the Community Reentry Network program here in Houston for the Houston Health. And then I saw your stuff on LinkedIn and I said, wow, that sounds similar and for a different area than what Dr. Ilika's program covers. So I reached out to you to have you come on the show. Other than what little bit I got from the website, we really don't know much about what On Point Reentry Consortium does or how you got involved. So we want to talk about that today. And we want to start with, how did you find out about On Point Reentry Consortium and how did you get involved?
Yeah.
What is it that drew you to that organization?
Okay. First and foremost, I give thanks to God for allowing me to learn everything I needed to know about reentry because I got into this field. I've been in reentry for over 30 years, and I got into this field because when my son had just turned 17, he was given 20 years in prison. And at 12 years of age, he was diagnosed with ADHD, EDLD. And that's attention deficit disorder, learning disabled and emotionally disturbed. And the psychiatrist told me he could go either two ways, y'all. Two ways. One, could become a police officer, or two, go to prison. And I said, no. And then 5 years later, this happens to my son. And knew I had to learn how to take care of him in there and out here in the community. Need to know what services were available. And in the process, learning all that, realized that the more, there's a saying, the more you know, the more you owe. And so I knew I had to share it with other families on how to help their loved ones in there and have been doing it since then. Was invited in 2007 to create the first comprehensive reentry program here in Travis County, which I did. At that time, it was called the Offender Workforce Development Program. Was invited by the National Institute of Corrections to form a group of 12 individuals, and I call them my disciples, 12 disciples, to go out there and get trained by the National Association of Corrections and the Department of Justice. And with that training came back to create a more intensive reentry program. Did that for 5 years and then was invited and chosen to create a reentry program inside the Dove Valley Correctional Complex here in Travis County by then Sheriff Hamilton, who believes in reentry inside the jails, reentry programs. So did that for 7 years. So I've been doing a lot of reentry work, and I'm about chasing lives, not chasing money. So it's a small nonprofit. We were created during the pandemic, me and
I'm
some
just
other
gonna interrupt for
women.
just a second, because it dawns on me and it's hitting me like a ton of bricks that don't think because you're a woman or that you don't have any experience with any of this stuff that God can't use you to move
Yes.
mountains.
Amen. Good point.
Because he can and he will. So don't ever think that God isn't going to use you because you're just a woman and all you can do is, clean and stuff. or cry. Or cry. Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
one of the things that was striking me as you were talking, Mary, is that a lot of people that get confronted with a situation like you did will just throw up their hands and they will wallow in their victimhood. And instead, you used that as a challenge to spur you on to greater things. And I suspect relying on your faith was a big part of that.
Yes. Yes,
to
it
be
was.
able to overcome. You didn't just accept the circumstances as they were and say, okay, that's just the way it is. You wanted to do something about it.
Yes. And I'll let you know this, Bill, that my son now works for the city of Austin. He's been working for more than 15 years, and he has a family of 2. So he's been out here. He beat the odds, because I remember his PO when I first took him to report to his PO. It was a woman, my goodness. And she said to him, I don't even know why you're coming to see me, because I've seen your record and I see you back within a month or 2. Now, what kind of encouragement is that?
Yeah. And that is so very typical.
And they say, here's all the paperwork of hurdles I'm going to throw up in front of you to make sure that happens.
Well, and I suspect a certain percentage of that probably came from her own experience. Yeah. And sometimes that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
When you say, well, you are where you're always going to be. And then that's what happens. You say, see, I was right.
Yeah.
And instead, and it's the same thing could have happened with you, Mary, if you would have just said, well, that's just the way he is, and there's no way he's ever going to be any better, and there's no hope for anybody, then guess what? None of this would have happened.
Yeah.
And you'd have been right. There was no hope.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it does have a lot to do. It does have a lot to do with choices and how you make a decision and what path you choose. And he himself, because I blamed myself. I will tell you, I blamed myself for him being incarcerated. He goes, no, Mom, you told me that I needed to do this and do that. And if I didn't do it, I was going to get in trouble. And I went ahead and did it anyway. It has nothing to do with you. Because I blame myself as a parent that I hadn't fulfilled my duty. And he said, it has nothing to do with you. And incarceration, I will let you know, and I know everybody knows this, does affect, it's a domino effect. It does affect the family. We were all held captive while he was incarcerated.
Right? As moms, we always feel like we failed if our children aren't what the world considers successful. So, of course, we take on that responsibility. Of course, it's our fault. We did something wrong along the way, right?
And it is a stack of dominoes, or another way of looking at it is the ripple effect.
Yeah.
That going to prison is the pebble in the water. And then there are all the ripples that happen afterwards to the family, to the friends, to society as a whole that just grow ever outward.
Yes, and that's true. He had other siblings at home, and they all felt that some way, somehow, they had let him down too, as a brother and sister. So it affects everyone, and it affects the community. And I took it upon myself to say, you know what? There for the grace of God go I. And I put that out there to everybody. I said, you know what? No one gets into reentry until it hits close to home. Yeah. And I said, I had an ADA, a district attorney one time tell me that he didn't believe in helping individuals that had gone into the system because that's the path they chose. And they were always going to be going in and out of the system until it hit home with him. His son got in trouble and he reached out to me. And I said, yeah, that's when people start getting back into really knowing what they need to do out there. And I had a woman tell me, I never didn't think it was going to happen to me because I'm rich, I have money, I have I'm affluent, and I didn't think it would happen to me, but it did. And I always thought they were scum, but that's my son, and he's not scum.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That is a fact. And what is your son's name?
His name's Angel.
Angelo. Well, I want to do a little shout out to Angelo because I want to say, Angelo, the first step that you took was a huge step, and that was to say, Mom, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I made those choices.
That accountability.
Until you've got that accountability, there's no going forward.
Yep.
Because as long as you're able to blame somebody else for the things that happened to you, as if it happened to you rather than you did it to yourself,
Right.
then you'll never get better.
No.
So, Angelo, good on you. And for those of you that are watching this, that's a message to you. That is the first step. You've got to accept responsibility for what you did. And no amount of reentry or program is going to help you until you can help yourself and take that first step towards recovery by saying, I did this and I need to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I also go into the jails to work with both the males and the females. We do 2 classes. One is called The Importance of D.I.R.T, and it's dignity, integrity, respect, and trust. And we talk about how important that is, that you as an individual realize that it's easy for you to find employment, especially here in Austin. It's just the part is you can't keep it because there's issues you haven't addressed in your life, like anger management, substance abuse, anything that's happening in your life that is causing you not to get on the right track. And so we talk about that inside the jail. We also do a 2-part series. The second class is called Impact. I'm motivated, positive, achieving, committed, and teachable. And we talk about how important it is that you be accountable, that you let the individual know that has been holding down the fort while you've been in prison is involved with you, and you speak to them, and you can't expect to read minds, but talk out what the feelings you have, because they have expectations of you and you have expectations of them, and sometimes they don't come together, and there's where a lot of conflict is happening. So we talk about that in group. We talk about how important it is that you have integrity and that you work with that not only in your own personal life, but and when you're out there trying to find employment and looking for employment and finding employment, that you hold yourself accountable and that you give the person that's giving you that second chance the best possible worker that they could ever get.
It seems to me that one of the easy traps to fall into is to come out of prison back into a family life that has been operating for years without you and feel like you need to assert yourself and insert yourself into it in order to be part of it, right? And so there becomes this control struggle then, right? Because now where they were able to operate autonomously before, now you're in the mix. So yeah, communication's got to be a huge part of that. Now, when I got out of prison, I was by myself when I got out, so I didn't experience that, but I can imagine how difficult that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the dynamics that go on and some of the and I tell people you need to talk it out. You need to let them know how you feel, but do it in an assertive way, not an aggressive way. It says, I'm concerned or I'm upset, help me to understand what's going on, or what part can I play to help you? And that's what we talk about and communication is very, very important, and to use the right type of language, because if you always tag someone with you never do this, you always do this, of course everybody's going to get defensive.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when you did this, I felt such and such. Or when you said this, I felt like this. That's easier to handle.
Yeah, because you respect their rights and you respect your rights, because you're letting them know, here's the problem, and this is what I see. And so what do you tell me, what do you see? So that we can work together and make this family whole again. Because I'll tell you this, and I know y'all know this, nonprofits and government can just put a Band-Aid on it. But when you have faith involved, the whole person is taken care of. The whole person.
Yep.
That is so true.
And it's amazing the freedom that an individual can find even while they're incarcerated through Christ, and
Yes,
the freedom that they can feel walking through the doors if they have freedom in Christ. That is the freest way you can ever be, right?
Yep. Our saying around here is freedom isn't a location.
Yeah.
It's a condition of the soul.
Yep.
yes,
You can be in prison and free, and you can be out in the free world and be as locked up and chained up as anybody else.
That's true.
yeah,
And that's just a fact. You may not believe it, but it is true. I know a lot of people who are in chains that live out here, and I
that's
know a
true.
lot of people who are free that live in there.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, you mentioned a class that was D.I.R.T, the
The
dignity,
importance of
integrity, respect, and
trust.
trust. Now, how do people get involved in that class? How does that work? How do they get in touch with you? How do they get to be part of your program?
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm going inside the Del Valley Correctional Complex because, like I said, I created that reentry program in there. So I have, a way to go in there and really work with the clients. And of course, a lot of them know me because some of them are still coming back into the system because they haven't addressed their issues. But they sign up inside the jail. They sign up for the class because I work closely with the coordinator there. But in the community, all they have to do is go to our website and register for the classes because they are on the website. I've gone to the federal prison in Bastrop, and there I just do present what services we have. I've not gone there in depth to do a workshop. I'm trying to get in there. I've been trying to get into TDCJ too to do workshops, but they're revamping their whole program right now in regards to what programs they have in there and if they're working and keeping track of them. So I think the nonprofits that are trying to get in right now are on hold until that gets taken care of first. And I would like to go in there and work with both the males and the females in each of the prisons that are near my area because like I said, we don't have a lot of funding, so it takes money to get to where I need to go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that. And since you're primarily the Travis County area, right? And maybe some Williamson County, but kind of right there around the Austin area. It's probably like Dr. Ilika. He's going to the places where men and women are being discharged from prison that are coming back into Houston, right? So he's going there. That's what that unit is that you were talking about there in Austin that you go to. That's where they get discharged from, I assume, if they're coming back to Austin.
Yes, they get discharged from there, or they're sent to Austin Transitional Center that has both the state penitentiary, the federal penitentiary housing for individuals. And when they're released from there, then they come out into the community. But we are looking at working more closely with them inside that arena. And for right now, no one, I think the only people working with them are the religious groups where they go and do church with them. But I'm going to try to get in there to be able to do some workshops with them. Just have to find the right person because the turnover there sometimes is it's a lot, and want to find someone that's going to be my contact person there. But we are open to going anywhere and doing these workshops that will benefit the individuals. I went and did one many years ago at the Gates, Gates in Gatesville to women prison. I met three of the people that were in the class I still keep in touch with, and they're doing really great, have come up, but they were always in and out of prison. But after they heard our presentation, heard the words I said to them, they stuck with it and came and looked for me and were able to turn their lives around because someone believed in them.
I could just start praying from here on out that God will open the doors for you to be able to somehow get this workshop into the hands of every single inmate that has a tablet.
Yes, yes. And that's what I would really love for that to happen because, they got that capability now. They never did back in the day. Now they do. So what can I do to put it on there? And I'm going to talk to the people over in Del Valley and see what can happen in regards to that because it's nothing to do with, and for those that can't come to the class, because, when you have those that are in segregation, they can't come to class. Well, they got a tablet. They could get on there and listen to what is being said.
Sure. Now, how long is this class?
The class is an hour and a half. For 1 week, they come for an hour and a half because that's all I can have the time with the individuals. First, I see the males for an hour and a half. I'm there the third Friday of the month from 9 to 12. I go in at 8:30, get checked in, and then go to the class at 9, then do the class for the men first, and then do the class for the women. We're working on April 11th, since it's National Reentry Month. We're looking at having a community resource fair, job fair inside the Del Valley Correctional Complex, so that the people that are leaving soon will be able to know what resources out here in the community, and also what employers are willing to hire them and what kind of jobs they have open.
Wow.
And so that's just a 1 session, 1.5 hour class?
Yes. Because it's a 2 week series. I mean, a two series class. So the first week they do the importance of D.I.R.T. We skip a week. I come back again and we do the impact class. And then I was able to give them certificates, but now we don't do certificates anymore. But I tell them this: if you come out and see me when you leave this facility, I will give you your certificate, and I will also give you a $25 gift certificate to welcome you back into the community, for you to be able to use for groceries, for gas, whatever you need to get you back on your feet. That's all I can give you, but I'll give you $25 gift certificate to help you. And I've gotten, out of the times that I've said this, I've gotten 5 individuals only that have come out to me, and I've worked with 144.
Wow.
Wow. That is amazing. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, Mary, now you've got the 2 classes. You go to Del Valley. You do in Del Valley. Then is male and female unit.
Yes, it's a male and female unit. Yes.
All right. And when they get released from there, then that's where they get their release clothing and their bus pass, and away they go.
Yeah, and some of them, because I started this when I was the reentry administrator there. I also got their medical, it was called Medical Assistance Program card, where they were able to get that card. When they come out, they can use it to get a physical, go see the doctor, take care of whatever ailments they have, dental, vision. And another one is they could use that because they signed an affidavit saying that's who they were. They could take that MAP card to the Social Security office to get their Social Security card, as well as use it to barter with someone to say, if you take me in, how I can help you is call the electric company and let them know I'm staying here, and they'll give you a $75 credit on your electricity every month.
Wow.
So I told them, use that to barter with someone that where you can stay and say, please house me, and this is what I can do for you. Same thing with the food stamps. Apply for food stamps and say, I don't have money, I'm looking for work, but I can give you some food. I can help you with food because I'm here and I don't want to be a burden to anyone.
Yeah.
So that's how I tell them to use those services that are out there in the community.
Yeah.
And how long have you been the executive director then of On Point Reentry Consortium?
We started in, like I said, during the pandemic in 2020. I'm the social worker on board. We have an educator. She's with ACC. She's a professor. She's also a transformational coach. And then we have a civil rights person. We have a human resource person that's on the team. And then we have a strong board. But these individuals here have been with me for over 20 years. The team has been with me for over 20 years. So we know each other. We're a BIPOC, run, led, and driven by women. That's right. And you said it, women. Okay.
That's right. There's nothing we can't do.
Yeah.
I feel outnumbered. But hey, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Go. I mean,
You let me talk. No, just teasing. Let me.
Yeah. We all have a voice. We all have a right to let people know, and don't keep anything inside. That's what I tell individuals. As I've gotten older, I've gotten bolder.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm now more able to express myself than I did when I was younger because I allowed other people to kind of keep me in check.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that all I was doing was making myself physically ill,
Yep.
because the more you keep your feelings inside, the more ill you feel. You have like headaches, your stomach problems, back problems. You're just never right. And when we created this nonprofit during the pandemic, we started seeing what was needed out there, and we were able to say what we wanted to do with it and run with it. And so we've been doing it for 4 years already. Uh, I'm the only full-time person on there. I've been doing this since, uh, like I said, 2020. I quit my full-time job with the city of Austin that I went back as a temp. Quit it in September 2022. So we don't, like I said, I'm more concentrating on chasing lives and making sure that people get what they need from us instead of chasing money. But this year I've backed away from really doing a lot of one-on-one and giving it to my other team members, so I can concentrate on trying to bring money into the nonprofit. Because you know yeah, money does help, but I also think too that the passion that people have and wanting to see lives change, not only for the person themselves, but for their whole family, because some of these folks have children. They need to be there for them. And so I'm more about trying to get them situated than trying to find the funding. But this year's slowly but surely, we're getting good news from people that are going to fund us. It's not the big money some people have for these big nonprofits, but it's to do what I need to do to give the individuals work-related help, be it boots, be it an outfit, a uniform, their birth certificate, their driver's license. What is that? Another one? Glasses, their medicine, anything they need. That's what we were going to help them with the money that we get from the community.
It's about
And
the meaning
I
and the
don't get
message,
it
not
paid.
the money. Right?
No,
It's not about the money. We need
no.
money to be able to provide these things for people, but it's not for money to put in our pockets. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
We know that
Yeah.
all too well. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm preaching to the choir, but yeah, we and
But
I
I
don't
mean,
know. There's
one of the things that we run into is a lot of the people that do help us financially. It's a faith-based thing, and I frequently get asked by secular people, why should I bother? These people put themselves in there; they deserve what they got, and good riddance. And my response to that is, from a secular perspective, the problem with that is that people who go to prison usually don't stay in prison.
Yeah.
So you've got to ask yourself, what kind of person do you want coming out of prison? Do you want someone who's just like that person that went in, or wouldn't you rather see them come out to be better people and better equipped to not have to live the criminal lifestyle they were living before? Which do you think is better for society as a whole?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if you can answer that question with any kind of sense, the answer is going to be, yeah, of course I want them to be better.
Yeah.
Well, that's what this is about.
Exactly. And when I went and presented to, I think it was the Lions Club, or not the Lions Club. There's another club. I forget what it is.
Rotary, maybe.
Yeah, the Rotary. Thank you, the Rotary. One of the things, a lady came up to me afterwards, and she said, "My God, that was a great presentation, but I'm going to tell you, these folks here, they want to know what the bottom line is." And I said, "Well, they're an untapped labor pool that have a lot of skills that no one's even bothering to look at."
Yep.
And if someone just give them a chance, they're taking a lot of classes inside the system to better themselves. The best class, I think, that my son said that he took in there that totally changed his life was thinking for a change. Thinking for a change. And he said, Mama, I didn't bother talking and listening to anybody, but when they have to take that course before they can be released, I was told. And he said, so I took it, and I sat there for a few days, and I started hearing stuff that was hitting home, and I started paying attention. And I'm gonna tell you, his vocabulary, because I made sure he got educated in there, is bigger than mine. And he knows he can play Scrabble and win big time because he knows all these words that I never even heard of.
I got a Scrabble partner.
Yeah.
I'll have to find him.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well,
So
I'm coming. I'm coming for your Scrabble. We can do some Scrabble online together.
I hope he beats him because
Thanks a
I
lot.
can't beat Bill. And so
yeah.
I've just stopped playing against him because it's
Me too.
frustrating. It's frustrating when you continue to lose over and over and over.
Yeah.
Come on,
I
girl
know.
power. What happened to girl power?
I'll stick to the things that I'll stay in my lane of spreading
Okay.
the kingdom instead of beating people.
That's a good one. That's a good one,
Okay.
Monica. That's a good
All
one.
right. I can. See you. Well, Mary, we've covered a lot of ground here. If there is one piece of advice, because we have incarcerated people that are watching this that are in Arkansas and Florida and Kentucky and Arizona and Alabama and Wisconsin, they're all over the place, and they may not be coming to Austin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if there's one piece of advice that you could give them that would change their lives, what would it be?
I would let them know that don't let the crime that you did define you, but realize that, and this comes back to faith. Realize that you were made on purpose for a purpose, and you have within you skills. You have within you the passion and the belief that you can change your life. But you have to hear it more often than others, and know that you are a unique person, and don't listen to anybody else. Because, like you said, Bill, earlier, the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you were someone in a relationship, or someone in your family has always said you're stupid, you're dumb, you're never going to amount to anything, you'll always be the person who you are, you begin to believe that. But if you start affirming yourself and talking positive to yourself, things are going to change for you. So get around positive people that lift you up and believe on who you can be. Get away from all the toxic people in your life. Sometimes even family you have to get away from, and let them know, I'm not that person anymore. I'm going to do something with my life. So start believing in yourself, affirming every day. I would even say, if you don't have any thing happening for you inside the system, get with the chaplain or faith-based group inside there, but do something positive in there, so that when you come out, you're ready and prepared to go and talk to community resources in the community. And don't be afraid to reach out, because a lot of men have a lot of pride. They think they don't need anybody. They don't need to be around people or people to help them. But you know what? There's no shame in reaching out for help. And so just believe in who you are, what you're capable of doing, and keep saying that to yourself over and over, and things will be even better for you, because you were not put on this earth. Your purpose is not to be put on this earth to be in a cage. And I recently heard a pastor say that he quoted Mark Twain. There's two important days in your life: the day you're born and the day you find out why you were born. So I tell the individuals inside the jail, go back to your pod, reflect. What is my purpose here on earth? What do I have to offer, and what can I do with that? And I want to tell you, when you find your purpose, everything will fall in place.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. That positive affirmation is huge, because one of the things that I learned in the cognitive intervention classes that I took in TDC was the negative self-talk and the power that has over you. And so I committed to doing positive daily affirmations in the morning when I'd get up, and at night before I'd go to bed. So that would be fresh in my head when I was sleeping. But at first I couldn't think of anything positive to say about myself. So what I decided to do was every time some of that negative self-talk would come into my head, I would write that down, and I'd say, okay, now how do I turn that around? So if I was telling myself, you're stupid, I would turn around and say, you are an intelligent human being. If I would say, you're ugly, I'd turn that around. You are a beautiful child of God. You are not worthy. I am worthy in God's eyes. And I would turn all those things around, and I slowly had a big list of positive affirmations that would counteract all the negative self-talk.
I think the thing that just gets me every time is that it's just the father of lies. It's just the father of lies, just sinking all that negativity into you, trying to tell you what you are, when in reality, you are made in God's image, period. Made for his
Yes.
purpose, period.
Amen.
You are not
Yes.
all those negative things that you tell yourself or that other people tell you that you are. You're just
That's,
not.
that's
Hey,
true.
lying there on that bunk in SEG, watching this right now.
Yeah.
She's talking to you.
That's right. I am.
She's talking
Yeah.
to you. So get
Yeah.
out that notebook that you have and start writing your positive affirmations. You are a priceless child of the one true God. He died for you. That's why you're here. You've got something to tell people.
Yeah.
You've got a message, right?
Absolutely. And you have a
Yeah.
whole family out here that
Yeah.
will support that, right? The
And
family.
journaling, like you said, Bill, that's very important. That you write you write down all your thoughts every single day, and if you need to, rewrite it and to make it more affirmative, then do that. But journal your thoughts every day so that you can look back later on and say, "Wow, what was I thinking that?" And
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
no, and look at where you're at right now. You come a long, long way. So journaling is very important to heal.
That's true.
It is. Well, Mary Moran, Executive Director of On Point Reentry Consortium, and that's onpointreentry.org. We invite you to go to that website and find a way to help them out,
Yeah.
to be a part of it, because they're looking for help. And if you are headed to Del Valley at some point, because you're going to re-enter into society in her area, when you get there, be sure and ask, hey, how do I get in touch with these people?
Absolutely.
And they'll hook you up.
Absolutely. There I go again. Right?
Absolutely.
And they can also write me if they want. I correspond with a young man out of he was in Philadelphia, but he was from San Antonio, and we've been corresponding for going on 2 years. And he's in federal penitentiary, and I still correspond with him. He's been moved to Texarkana. So if people want to write to me, they can.
You're going to
Huh?
get all kinds of mail now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that because I do respond to them. I can't send anything to anybody because somebody wrote me and said they wanted comic books, they wanted.
Yeah.
I said, no, I can send you what resources
We
have.
get those too. We get letters that say, hey, I'm looking for money and I'm looking for a woman.
Yes.
If that's you, don't bother writing to us because we don't
Yeah.
provide either one of those things.
No.
So
No.
save your stamp. save your stamp. But if you want to write to Mary and find out what she's about and what her mission is, and get some help from her offline here, we'll get her postal mail, snail mail address, and we're going to put it up on the screen here for you so you can see where to write to her, because she would love to hear from you and be an encouragement to you. And that's a wonderful thing, Mary. Thank you so much for that. And Stephanie's right. You are going to hear from them.
And just thank you and bless you for doing what you're doing, and bless you for never giving up, and bless you that you didn't just drop it all once your son came out and was successful, that you didn't just say, okay, I'm done, my job here's finished, and that you continue this work. God bless you for all of it.
Thank you. And just to let you go ahead.
She's also a walking example of what we were just talking about. How easy would it have been for her to say, I am a failure.
Yeah.
I can't raise children. I failed. Look at what happened to me. My son did this.
What do I have to offer?
Instead, she went to work.
Yep.
And that's what you got to do. Get to work.
That's right. Got to believe in yourself. And I'll tell you this, my family, I have 4 other children. They're my oldest daughter's 55. And then I have my youngest, which was my son, that Angelo, he's 47. And they all believe in reentry, and they all volunteer whenever they can to help me, whatever projects I do. They also do fundraisers for me, but they also spend a lot of time with helping me with the website. I have a lot of Justice Impacted people that help me with everything that I do. Justice Impacted people have made this nonprofit a success.
So if you ever again question your legacy to your children, just know that this is the legacy.
Sure.
And your children.
Hey, and maybe we'll get you to come join us where we may be coming to the Bartlett unit. There.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard about that opening up.
County. We may be headed up there for the Behind the Razor Wire Texas Prisons concert tour that we're doing this year. We're in discussion with their warden and chaplain now about maybe coming there on a Saturday. And so if we do, we'll invite you, Mary. And
please do. I would love to go.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're done here. What do you think, honey?
Yeah.
Mary, thank you for being on our show. We really appreciate it. And don't be a stranger now.
No, now you're part of the family. So.
Yeah, and we'll put your logo and a link to your website on our partner page because you're one of our partners now, and we appreciate being in ministry with you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Bill and Stephanie, for being a part of helping people's lives in there and helping give them the word they need to hear to be able to transform their lives, not only for themselves, but for their children. And to give them hope, because that's all they need. They need someone to believe that they are capable of doing something with their lives. And y'all are doing a great job in getting the word out through this podcast. And I appreciate that and bless you both.
Amen.
Thank
So be sure to tap that mark as watched button on your screen. And if what we've said today has touched your life and you're ready to give your life to Jesus, tap on that Accept Christ button. And Jake Bodine from God Behind Bars will lead you through a prayer. And as you've gone through that prayer with him, then you tap that button, Accepted Christ. And we'd love to hear from you about that. We're going to put our address up on the screen too, so that you can write to us and let us know. And we look forward to your suggestions, your feedback, and we want to hear from you, right, honey?
Yes, and we love you.
We do love you. God bless, and thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you next time right here on The Edge. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Be blessed. Bye-bye. Everyone out there, be blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, thanks for joining us today on The Edge, a Less Than the Least Ministries podcast.
We'll see you next time right here on The Edge.